So today we're going to be doing our first flight with the Air 3. I wanted to go ahead and test out the capabilities of OcuSync 4 that DJI recently added. They also have a brand new battery. It's over 4,000 milliamps inside of here, so we should get some incredible battery life along with much improved range. We're out here at a very familiar spot, somewhere where I like to test drones out often just to see how each of them compare. We tested out the Mini 3 Pro out here last year or last summer, and now we're going to test out the Air 3 this summer. We also have the brand new DJI RC2 remote, which also has some improvements such as a fan and external antennas. Let's get started. All right, so I do have an ND16 on here, but we're going to basically take it straight across all the way out to Pine Island. Like I said, that should be, I want to say that's about 7,000 feet or so. I'm pretty low. I'm at 16 feet. And usually, like when I'm going out here, I have to get like a lot of altitude to be able to make it all the way to the island. So I'm keeping it pretty low. I just want to see how much better OcuSync 4 does. And if it actually improves the range and overall penetration. Like I'm still at 16 feet. That's pretty good. Now, I've just now brought it up to 97 feet only because I'm getting away from that grass and you're starting to get that mirror-like finish from the water. And sometimes that can play havoc on the obstacle avoidance sensors down below. I do not have this in sport mode. I usually reserve that for the comeback flight. But right now we're at about 3,500 feet. We're at 108 feet. Still have full RC bars and the quality coming back to the RC is stunning. It is definitely very apparent that the external antennas are helping this new RC out with range reception to the drone. Not only that, this has an internal fan built inside, so you may or may not be able to hear it, but the fan is actually turned on, but it also helps with the lag and maintains the screen brightness for a little bit longer. So it just overall performs better than the previous generation. So we're now at just about 6,000 feet. We're at Pine Island and still have no issues, still full RC bars. I'm going to turn around towards the camera to see if it drops. And it's only dropped one bar, which is pretty good. Turn around back this way and we should get full bars again. We're at 108 feet, which is the lowest I've ever flown out to Pine Island, which is incredible. We're at 108 feet over the water, which I've never been able to go 6,900 feet at 108 feet. That is just insanity when you think about it. We've only lost one single bar. We're at 92%. So this thing is just sipping battery. There's not a lot of wind out here, but that's pretty good for battery life. We're at 7,600 feet right now, and we're still just cruising at 108 feet. I think that's a very safe altitude for being out here. There shouldn't be anything below 100 feet or even 200 feet over the water out here. And wow, I mean, it's just crazy. 8,300 feet. We're at 91% battery life and still just cooking at 108 feet. Full RC bars. Now again, it's pretty wide open out here, so a lot of this should be expected. But if you go back and look at some of my previous tests, you'll know that we've never been able to do this at 100 feet. We've always had to be 200, 300 feet in the air to maintain this level of reception. We're at 108 feet consistent, 9,400 feet right now. And we should be approaching 10,000 feet. I think we'll take it up to 10,000 feet. We'll turn it back. We're at 89%. There's really nothing out here of interest to look at. So we've hit 10,000 feet over the water. I mean, we can certainly keep going if we want it, but 10,000 feet, that's pretty incredible out over the water. So we'll go ahead and turn it around. And just start to head back. You can see how much further we are from Pine Island. That's insane. But now we're going to head back. Still at 108 feet. We've lost one RC bar. Again, I really do believe that this new controller, the external antennas are helping. And again, that internal fan is making it for a much better experience. It doesn't lag. I'm maintaining brightness. This screen is only 700 nits of brightness. So not the best in terms of brightness, but it's not the worst for the price that they're selling these for. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, off to the left, Pine Island. One of the interesting things about Pine Island is this time of year, it is Florida walrus season. So we'll see if we can see any walrus. We do have that 3x zoom camera, but unfortunately, I'm doing a continuous recording with this, so I don't want to stop it to actually activate the 3x. But we'll see if we can see any walrus. Usually they're really apparent around the north side peak of the island. Also, so smooth, just sort of orbiting the island. We're at 108 feet. It's maintaining altitude beautifully. The transmission back down to the RC, I can't stress this enough, is absolutely super fluid. So we'll come back like this. I don't see any walrus. It could be a little early. Sometimes you can see them basking on the beach there. Doesn't appear to be any. I mean, I see some dots in the water out there, but usually they don't leave the shore too very much. They don't usually leave the shallows. No, that's not Florida walrus. That may be Florida seal, but not walrus. Interesting. Oh, that may be a walrus. Oh, there's actually one right there basking. Yep. Right there in that inlet, little Florida walrus. All right, we don't want to spook them. Spook the walrus, they can get aggressive. We'll get back on course. Beautiful day out here. Super, super beautiful day. Making our route back to us. And we could put this in sport mode. 83%, we went 10,000 feet, 83%. The other thing I do want to make mention of is the battery life on this drone is just insane. I'm just going to zoom out here to see how far we are, where we traveled, make sure we're on trajectory to make it back to us here. And we're on a crash course for us. We're at 109 feet. We've never really exceeded 115 feet this entire flight, which is crazy. But it just shows how much more capable OcuSync 4 actually is. Very impressive. 8 minutes, 24 seconds. We're also screen recording on this, which previously, screen recording, flying, being in the direct sunlight like the sun's behind me right now, was a no-no because this would overheat so badly, it would make it almost unusable. It would start lagging. It would get very hot. This RC would get incredibly hot. Holding it in my hand, it's not super hot. It's enjoyable to hold. So really super happy with that. I can hear it, see it flying back. Again, one of the things I strive to preach is if you take in your Flintstone vitamins, you're going to be able to see these aircrafts at an immaculate distance. I mean, I'm absolutely blessed. My parents didn't love me enough to provide me Flintstone vitamins when I was growing up. Not everybody's parents didn't love them. So I'm glad mine did not. And they were able to give me these vitamins that may or may not have hurt me. So that was 10,000 feet. Very, very impressive. Now, we filmed all of that in the standard color profile. I think that this drone also has some really nice dynamic range. And this is pretty harsh lighting out here today, given the fact that the sun's directly behind us, sort of beating down. It's roughly 10 o'clock in the morning. And for a first flight, I have to say, very, very impressed with this drone. Battery life was really good. We still have well over 80% left of battery, even going out 10,000 feet and coming back for a total round trip of 20,000 feet. that is amazing. That is amazing. This is absolutely nuts. And this is quickly becoming my new favorite drone to fly. It's also very quiet. I don't know if you heard it as it was landing. It just wasn't very abrupt. I think that's something that we'll have to also test and see the loudness between all the different aircrafts that they offer. But anyways, that's going to do it for this first flight video. Love to know your thoughts. I will see you in the next video. Stay original. Because way down by the Swanee, you'll find yourself some walrus. It's not the typical walrus that you're used to. Oh, no, 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 you don't want to get too close. It may be looking gross. What you're witnessing is a Florida walrus. They run in the shallows. They're awfully aggressive, often confused with the carrying of the shallow. They like to deep.